Hello friends, welcome to Free Automation Learning channel and my name is Chirag Singh. So today we are going to learn about a very important topic, that is a exception. And in previous video I already discussed what is exception, how we can handle exception in Java, what is a checked exception, unchecked exception, what is throws. So guys who do not watch that video, please go and watch, because this is a continuous part of that video. So here we only focus on Selenium exception. So what is a Selenium exception and how we can handle this exception, because while we working on the Selenium we can face multiple condition where we have to handle our Selenium exception, because in runtime there are many condition where we have to handle, such as the network slowness of the application, network issue. So we have to handle those exception in our script, so that my scripts will not fail by unexpected behavior, right? So what is a Selenium exception? Selenium exception is that while we run our test scripts and any exception occurs due to the Selenium, so those exceptions are known as a Selenium exception. So have you already seen or not, but these are the famous Selenium exception you might face while working on Selenium Webdriver. So these are no such element exception. This exception occurs when we pass any web element or it does not present on the page. So this type of exception occurs at that no such element exception. There is another famous exception which is a element not visible exception. Suppose that element is display on the page but it is on hidden state, so that kind of at that particular scenario the exception will occurs, which is known as element not visible exception. So there is a stale element reference exception, timeout exception. We have given timeout for the implicit wait page load, but at that time the page is does not load. So that time the timeout exception occurs. So how many types of exception is there? Let me open a page. So guys, this is the type of exception which occurs: unexpected alert, present exception, unable to set cookies exception, timeout exception, stale remote WebDriver exception. So please go through this URL. I will give you this URL on my test scripts and you can download from the GitHub. It is important because many interviewer ask this, how many types of exception, how you handle that exception. So you should know the basic idea of a Selenium exception and different kind of exception, right? So let me open my Eclipse and show you how this exception occurs and how we have to handle this exception. So this is an important topic. I am going to create a new tutorial class that is 24 tutorial, and I'm going to generate comment. So this is a tutorial 24 class have been created. Now I'm going to declare WebDriver because I have to work on Selenium WebDriver, right? So these are driver. Now as usual I'm going to create setup method for you guys. Driver is equal to new. Here I am going to launch Firefox. That's driver dot. Now here just maximize the window so it would display better. Here I am going to open google.com. Simple application. Just let me pass the URL for the google.com. Right. Now public void. I'm going to create a new method that is the test exception. Here I'm going to write driver dot web element by dot name q dot is display, right? So it would return my blue. Is displayed means this web element is displayed or not. So it returns a boolean. So I'm just create a new variable that is a boolean. Now I'm going to print out is search. Let's search field displayed. Right, just true and false. Let me first run this and show you the difference, how the exception occurs and how we have to handle those exceptions. So here I'm going to just create object, so I can call above method. Here no exception occur because I do not give any false or logical condition here. So just go and run my test script and would see all is working fine. So I have already run my scripts. Firefox launch soon and google.com will open. As you see, Firefox has been launched and google.com is open. Let me open my clips and see. So you just maximize this. So guys, you have seen this. Is search field display true? Here I am going to display this field. So it is a display true. Now this is my test case. I have to check multiple field is displayed or not. Now let me just copy and paste. Right, for here I am just giving a Gmail link. Is Gmail link displayed? Just call Gmail link. So my test case would be like this. Let me open google.com. So my test case would be like this. I have to go and search everything whether it is display or not. So somehow my first condition would not satisfy, so it failed. At that time I am not able to verify this condition, right? So let me first just give me a second. I will check the Gmail whether I have passed correct or not, because it should not be fail while I'm working on this, right? So first I am going to show how test scripts run when it is working fine way. Then I will show how the exception we face at the runtime, so you guys easily understand what is the exception occurs and how we can handle these exceptions, right? So I already run. Now here the two things will happen. First it just check Google search feed, and then it's check Gmail link is present or not. If you see the result, that is search field display true, is Gmail link display true. Now let me do one thing. I am changing the XPath or by the name of the search field. So suppose there is a test case where I have to just check all the link or the text field is present or not. Suppose this text field is not present, it fired the exception here. But what would be the other things? It would be present or not. So my test script would not check that, because it fired at here or terminate my test scripts and come out from the program. So let me show you what I am talking about. So in this way it just go here and exception occurs and it just come out. It does not check, it does not print here this, or it does not check whether Gmail link is present or not. So this is the exception comes here. So the exception is no such element, because I am changed the web element here. So how we can overcome these exceptions I will show in this video. Now I am going to show what would be the exception and what is the solution for this. Again gmail.com, this Google opens and it will check this search field is present or not. You can see here that no such element exception occurs, right? But it does not, let me expand this, but it does not print this whether Gmail is present or not. So we have to handle such exception. So how we can handle exception? Let me put this 2 in try and catch block. So that it does not impact my test script. So this is the one way how we can just overcome the exception, but it is a basic way. In further video I will show how in current scenario we do, right? So just you here to try to understand what is the meaning of exception, how we can handle this in current scenario. Step by steps I will discuss everything with you guys, and will make or create all videos for live scenario what we do in practical way with Selenium Webdriver. So we have to see that no such element exception. I also give a one try and catch where I declare timeout exception. If somehow my script would not load properly in a given time, then a timeout exception occurs. So how we can handle that exception? So this way we can write our exception. So this is a timeout exception, right? So here we just have to give this is important because we have to know where we face exception and how what would the step we have taken to remove that exception, right? So what I have do, I have created a try and catch, and if there is any exception occurs for this web element, it's go to here, no such web element exception. Let me open this for you. So this is a no such element exception, and it is a at this package, right? So this is a package where this exception is implemented or declared by the Selenium guys, right? So you can also see this thing from here. I already told you, you just go and search Google, open QA. Let me this no such element exception. See this, I'm talking about this all this exception is on this package. So you have to know about where the exception package or where the class. It would be good if you understand the basic knowledge of Selenium WebDriver, right? So what would my code would be like this. I am put try and catch for the no such element exception for both things. If any exception occurs, that catch blocks will handle my exception and my code will not terminate or stop in the middle. And at the high level I put try and catch for the timeout exception. Somehow my application would not load properly, then this my catch would handle and my code would not terminate at in the middle way. So let me run this code and show what would be the result. So again I'm my code will open Firefox and open the google.com. First it identify Google search feed, then it identify Gmail, and let me show you. So guys, this is the exception occurs. I handle this exception. This is the log, so I should know where the exception occurs. If I click on this, and let me open again this. If I click on this, then it will say that at this line the exception occurs. But if you see the console log, is search field display false, is Gmail link display true. So by this way we can handle exception, and we are able to handle exception in the runtime, and by doing this we can overcome the scenario where we just do that we take care that my script would not terminate in the middle and give my end-to-end scenario result, right? So in my result is search field is display false, it means it does not display. Is Gmail link display true? Yes, it is display. So guys, hope you understand this video and you like this video. So I'm going to just share the URL with the all the exception. You just go over through just go through that URL, and if you have any issue, please mail me. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you like this video, and I hope you like my work. So bye bye.